Hello, and welcome to Harlem Renaissance 2's presentation of the Harlem Neighborhood Writers. I'm your host, Professor Bentley Whitfield, and I'm also the director of this writers group. The Harlem Neighborhood Writers Group was founded in 2014 and is comprised of over 300 members. Many of our writers are accomplished and published. Others are just beginning their journey as writers. Nearly all genres are represented in our group, from poets to novelists to short story writers, sci-fi, essayists, dramatists, and screenplay writers. Our goal is to assist writers as they develop their craft. We do this by meeting, reading, and critiquing each other's works, and also by providing platforms such as today's show for our writers to showcase their work. With each episode, we'll focus on original work written by our members. And if you're interested in becoming a part of the group, just contact us via the information provided at the bottom of the screen. It's free to join, and all are welcome. We begin today with Mr. Yusef Salaam, who has been a published writer for many years. As an active member in the Harlem community for many years, we are elated to focus on his most successful work, The Devil and Elijah Muhammad. Without any further ado, I present to you Mr. Yusef Salaam.
Prelude, winter, 1972 a.m. Elijah Muhammad's office, a prowler wearing Muslim woman's habit, rummages through a drawer, gathers documents from it, and puts them in a briefcase. The audience can only see the intruder's silhouette. The prowler sits, puts pocketbook on desk, turns on the radio, switches quickly through various stations, and settles on the R&B song Choice of Colors by the Impressions. The person bobs head to rhythm and rocks to it, then takes an item out of pocket, stoops under the desk, and attaches it underneath the top. The president sits at the desk with feet on it like a big shot. The burglar goes center stage, points to the audience as if pointing to a person to ask, if you had a choice of colors, which one would you choose, my brother? As the song asks the same query.
Assalamu alaikum, brothers.
Man, get some self-guilt jumping out like that so early in the morning.
I didn't jump, Brother Samuel.
Washington, what are you doing out here so early in the morning?
I need to speak to you, sir.
Well, why didn't you call Sister Miriam? She would have relayed the message to Brother Samuel. I would have gotten it.
I spoke to Sister Miriam last week, sir. She said she gave the messages to Brother Samuel.
I only received one message. I forgot to give it to you, Mr. Muhammad.
Open the door, Brother Samuel. It's cold out here. The weatherman said it's 10 degrees below zero. Come on in, Brother Washington. Brother Samuel, you must have left the radio on. But I precisely remember you cutting it off before we left yesterday evening. Have a seat, Brother Washington. Tell me what's on your mind that's so heavy it's got you standing out here in the freezing cold so early in the morning.
Radio, I had to come back here to do some important work after I had dropped you off yesterday evening. I was listening to the music station and forgot to turn the radio off when I left. And sir, if I remember correctly, the message Brother Washington left was about his mother.
Brother Washington is chief editor of Muhammad Speaks. The best one we've ever had, too, huh? He makes his living using words. He can speak for himself.
Thank you very much, sir. It's basically about my mother.
She okay? I pray that she's well.
She's fine, sir. I prefer to talk to you about this matter in private.
Well, I believe I have a full schedule up to noon. Brother, how does it look this afternoon?
You have a 2 o'clock slot, sir.
That's fine, Mr. Muhammad. 2 o'clock is good.
Great, 2 o'clock it is.
Thank you very much, sir.
Oh, Brother Washington, here are the keys to my office. You're one of the few that has them. You've proven yourself. I checked with Captain Sharif and he agrees you should have them.
Thank you very much, sir. I really appreciate this.
There's a studio apartment in the back. Sometimes when it's late and you're putting the last touches on the paper, you can always sleep there instead of that couch in your office. Thank you very much for making our paper so successful. Brother Samuel, escort the brother outside. We don't want anything happening to him. He's a very important man in our organization.
Yes, sir.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam, sir.
Look here. You high yellow nigga. You gonna cancel that appointment. We don't want you in this office talking about your mammy and all that integration shit.
I'm not canceling anything. And don't talk about my mother. I know you've been blocking my messages.
Don't you loudmouth me, nigga. I'll break your goddamn neck. You better take heed, mister, or you gonna find yourself in a long, long sleeping on my face, brother. I'm telling you to quit right now.
What's going on out here?
Nothing, sir.
Sorry for talking so loudly, sir. It's just a friendly debate, that's all.
It sounded like you were arguing to me. There's something going on between the two of you, and I'm going to find out what it is.
It's about my mother, sir. This man has no respect for her. He wouldn't let me speak to you. Wouldn't let my messages get through to you, sir.
I don't know what he's talking about.
I don't want to hear about it now. I have a busy day ahead of me. Brother Samuel, I want to talk to you at lunch. Brother Washington, I'll see you at 2.
Yes, sir, dear Holy Apostle.
Sir, Brother Washington is trouble. I've known it from the first
Brother,
time.
didn't I say I'd talk to you about it at lunch? Now let's get our day started.
Yes, sir.
Open up the curtain and let some light in.
Sir. I see Jacob Hoover's boys are still outside. Since they like watching us so much, why don't you send some of our brothers out there in a car next to their car to watch them? Then it'll be go watched. Watching and watching. Watch.
That Hoover's been spying on me since the 30s. He's got them spying on me from Cape in the morning till Cape in the evening. And peeping at me from my bedroom to the bathroom. That old devil Hoover's been hounding me since my dear leader left Detroit and made me the leader of the Nation of Islam.
You have a very busy day, sir. Mr. Ali Abdullah of the King Farouk National Bank of Saudi Arabia is scheduled at 8 o'clock.
Ah, yes. That's a done deal. Fine.
Sealed and delivered like that young fella sings on the radio. They want to deposit $1 million in our bank and keep it there for 10 years. He wants me to sign a contract that stipulates that the Nation of Islam keeps the interest. The monthly interest on that alone will help some of our projects. But I wonder what he wants. He ain't coming all the way from Arabia to give up. How much interest is that in a month? He puts on feds. Sam, yes. $10,000 at Justice Muhammad's face, the least through schedule.
Thank you very much for that reading, first of all. Let me just start with some things that I had no idea of. I mean, just the level of business dealings that were going on. I mean, that sort of surprised me more than anything else in terms of what was going on there amongst the organization. I mean, connections in terms of loans, people coming all over the world, etc. Was that happening?
Well, that was Mr. Muhammad's basically concept, economic power.
Okay.
More than anything else, economic power. Like Garvey and others,
Anybody else? Any other questions, comments, etc.? Yes, sir.
Yes, Yusef, this takes place in 1972?
I think say 70s. 1970.
1970?
Yes. In 1970.
So we're going to hear some Marvin Gaye going on?
I think it was the Impressions.
The Impressions, that's what you said. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. I also wanted to ask, with the gentleman with the confrontation, with the karate moves and so forth, is it, do they have a confrontation, I'm sorry, is their relationship confrontational?
Is there a confrontation?
Is their relationship confrontational? Are they actually brothers that are saying?
They're all part of the same organization.
Right.
They're supposed to be brothers, You remember each one is a member.
Right.
And he taught, brotherhood and sisterhood.
Yeah, at the beginning of the play, I really got the sense that there was somebody in the room, there was a little, that he was in there unauthorized, and he was doing something he wasn't supposed to do, and he set the music, he turned on some music, and he left the music playing, and then there was later reference to that when the guys actually arrived to the office. And I got a strong visual of that person being someplace they were not supposed to be. Once Elijah Muhammad and Washington entered into the room, I got less of a visual as to what they were doing while they were talking. And I don't know if it's because I didn't have the paper in front of me, or because it really, you don't really say whether they're standing up. You do refer to him looking at his calendar, but I didn't really get a sense of where their bodies were in space.
You get an idea they was in the office?
I knew they were in the office, but I didn't know whether they were standing up, sitting down. I didn't know I didn't know what the dynamic was
Okay.
while they were having this conversation. But I knew they were in an office. I knew music was playing, but I couldn't quite get where people were standing at certain points, just whether somebody was sitting, just what their bodies were doing at the time.
And that's the problem when you read a play. You know, you can't see
And it
all
could
that.
be that it's very difficult to do what we're trying to do when we don't have the play in front of us, and we don't
Right.
see it being performed, and that could be.
That's a good, very good point.
Now, I was 17 when I went to Washington DC, and I chose going there because it was all black to me. Okay, I came from New York. I went to Washington, and everybody there, they either had a job working as a news commentator, or they were a politician, or they were doctors, lawyers, and there was the Nation of Islam, and they had a strong impact on me to the point where I was like, I almost wanted to go and join, because I was looking at the gentlemen in their suits, I was looking at the manner they spoke to people. So when I hear you tell us about, in your play, you're getting ready to introduce us to another aspect, but all I have is what I learned when I was younger. Because when I came back to New York, and I'm telling people how beautiful, how intelligent, how forceful, how protective the nation is, people were looking at me in Harlem and in Westchester going, are you crazy? Because they had the media interpretation. So right now, hearing your story, not only getting the first chapter, it's going to be hard for us to not introduce what we already know into trying to decipher what's going on in that first scene. But those first words, what did he say? He says, "What is, if you have a choice, brother?" I'm sorry.
That was a song.
The
that they
song.
got.
But what was it that he said to the audience?
It was a song about impression. If you have a choice of colors.
Do you have a choice of colors?
Yeah.
And so now,
Curtis Mayfield.
right, and in my mind, I'm looking for what's this choice that they have to make in this first scene. You know, that's where my brain is. You know, and I realize there's some kind of conflict. In the conflict, I want to know, well, do these two men, are they at odds? What is there a decision that has to be made? Is there a choice that has to be made? So I need a little bit more. I mean, I do want to critique it. I want to get into the story, but I don't think I was given enough.
Yeah, okay, that's a good point. Thank you.
I don't want to get, on a tangent, but I'm, raised in New York, our impression of the Nation of Islam, I think we had a first-hand view of what was going on.
Definitely.
But with the story, are those two the main characters? Does it evolve around those two? Basically.
Elijah Muhammad knows two characters.
Okay.
And a woman also.
And which scene or which act, or this is the first or second?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
First act, first scene, yes.
All I have to say, listen to all these folks who've spoken. I still am hungry for looking at how this plays out. It doesn't matter what knowledge I have of the Nation of Islam, because many of those brothers back in the 70s were coming out of prison. They had their facade on the street with us. They were very respectful of women, but I'm sure that hood mentality, that ghetto mentality was still in there.
I didn't, the person that was unauthorized, I'm assuming in his office, Elijah's office, to me, being that it was, knowing that it was a very close organization, and knowing also that the government had infiltrated that organization unbelievably, okay? That was always that connection in my mind in terms of basically the story, without you actually having to say that, hey, this person was an infiltrator for that man, that people that was standing outside of his office.
I have something to say. I'm coming from an actor's point of view, listening to it from a play point of view. I don't have a lot of knowledge on the nation, I have to be honest.
But let you from
So,
give me something what you think about this.
yes, I thought it was, for me, I closed my eyes as an actor and I heard it being, I thought it was very descriptive. I thought it being, I was very visual in the beginning, as she said here. I thought the characters were very defined as well. And I really enjoyed the arc of the scene, especially the high yellow scene where they got really confrontational. I can see that being played out on the stage really, really well. So I thought, for me, coming from an actor, I thought it was very visual. And I did also get knowledge that I don't know much about the nation. So I think that this would be, I'm interested in hearing the rest of the play.
To me, the setting was in the 70s, so in my mind, you know, I don't have a lot of information about the nation either. I do have some, especially about the Black Panther movement and J. Edgar Hoover conspiracy and all that.
Yeah.
But it just was interesting to me because Malcolm was high yellow. Elijah was high yellow. Farrakhan's high yellow. You know, so to have that, you know, and I come from the South, so I'm high yellow. You know, people think I'm Spanish, but I'm just a Southern black woman. So to see
Back in
that,
that day, high yellow wouldn't be your complexion.
No.
no, not now.
Back in my day,
It's a
you
totally
wouldn't be
different
high
meaning.
yellow.
Yellow, literally yellow.
But
Go ahead, I'm
it was just interesting to me. It just made me want to hear like how it develops. Like, why is that separatism there after Malcolm is gone? Like, why is that those racial the color lines there? What's going on? You know, it's like being in a position of a light skinned person. It's like you constantly have to prove how black you are.
This
So
guy,
it's
this
just
guy is
like,
actually a mulatto. This guy.
oh, okay.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You find that out later. He's actually a mulatto.
Okay.
Thank you for that.
Because that's like,
Yeah.
no, that's, no, so I'd like to
What
see,
does mean? What that mean?
like, no, let's take, you know, you taking it to that.
Yeah, fighting
You
words.
going to the,
Yeah.
the fighting words.
Yeah,
You know, so I want to see some
Yeah.
intensity in that. I would
Hostility.
love to see
Like maybe the scene just a little longer within the high
that.
yellow.
Yeah, and
the
it
high
just
yellow
to be intense
back and
with that.
forth.
You know, have fun with that scene.
But in this scene, we really need to know why okay, back to the not sharing of messages. Isn't that important to this scene? Is that something?
Was it blocking the messages?
Yeah, do you want us to know that there's some kind of combative, like you said, that's why I think he asked, you know, what's going on? Is it personal or is it really
Well,
business?
it's philosophical. It's philosophical. I don't want to explain all of that, you know, but they got philosophical conflict regarding.
But there is a conflict. We need to know there's a conflict. Okay.
There's a conflict.
Just coming back to you, when the scene got intense, where the voices were raising and one's talking about the other's mother and the high yellow, if he plays that out too long, don't they have to come to blows? I mean, this is setting, somebody talking about your mother?
Right, right.
It doesn't.
Yes, I assume.
You're on point right there. Ain't much longer before it's done.
You
Right,
gonna
because
get
you're
knocked
talking,
out.
right, exactly. Because you're talking about, first off, you're talking about the mother. We all know how that goes.
Right.
You know, and after that, now not only are you talking about the mother, but you're also talking about my color.
Right.
You know, and you know that's a physical confrontation.
So I'm for
How would
jealousy.
you, what would your recommendation
For me,
for him be to extend that language without it, or would you have it come to blows?
actually, what I would do with that particular scene, Yusef, Professor, what I would do with that particular scene is I would just work now, because we're expecting physical confrontation. We're fisticuffs. We're expecting that. So let's just do this with a matter of words. Words and expression. Intensity. You see what I'm saying? You know, they're not necessarily fighting, but they're fighting with words.
Like a word battle.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes the scene even more intense.
But I wouldn't want to conclude in that particular scene. I want it so intense that the audience say, oh God, what's going to happen in the
Right,
next
you
scene?
want the audience to sweat. You know, you want the audience to sweat. Oh my God, what's going to happen here? Are they going to fight? No, that's what I would do.
I was going to say that just thinking about it being played out on stage, I feel like there's only so much I think that you can sit and listen to, like a back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. If you were to extend it, I don't even think you need to extend it. I would just think maybe just switch the words a little bit and just make it more intense, but don't lengthen it.
That's good. Thank you.
My thing with the shocking part was the profanity. And I love profanity, but it was a lot, like, on the onset, and it kind of threw me off. Are they that angry with each other, at the onset? And whose mama is white? I like the intrigue that I hear you building. How the most of our organizations we implode because you allow different for whatever. I see they sell their mama for a grill. Some government cheese. People chime in. We turn on each other.
Basically, we're human beings.
Yeah.
And every organization has human beings in them, and human beings are human beings.
Vulnerable.
Regardless of their complexion, or regardless of their race, they will have internal situations.
Yeah, but playing dozens as a kid, it must be intense because he keeps saying, "You talk about my mama."
Yeah.
It really. We used to just crack on each other and then call, go on about our business. But it really was something that bothered him if he had to share it with.
Yes.
Of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. But I'm looking forward to the intrigue.
You could tell there was some history there between these two because it escalated so fast.
Yeah.
So fast. Boom. It went from 0 to 100.
Yeah, like
almost immediately. So,
Can I just ask?
so then it works. That intensity in the beginning works. To set it off, as they say.
That intensity. Now we know in that first scene these guys are, But now you said something about mystery, that this is going to be a mystery.
We got to find who's blocking the messages.
Okay.
Who's and other things are going on.
Right.
I think it alluded to the fact that there were break-ins. I think
Right.
So there's several.
J. Edgar Hoover, the guys outside.
Can I ask this one question? So now all these mysteries, do they
Final
connect?
question.
Yeah, do they connect to? Do we? Okay, I don't want to ask the story, but do all these mysteries connect in some way?
Well, I wouldn't be right. It would be worth it, but I didn't connect with the end.
Okay,
Yes, they do. I'm sorry.
No, but
Yes,
I'm
they
asking
do.
because they all are in the first
I'm
scene.
only playing with you. I'm
Okay.
only joking. Yes, they do.
All right.
all right. Let's give Yusef Salaam a hand. All right, and thank you guys for the critique. Now, I hope you found our presentation enlightening, entertaining, and educational. Watch us next time when we'll showcase.
My name is Victor Palin. I'm from Hamilton Heights and I'm a fantasy/sci-fi writer with a little poetry on the side.
Before closing, I want to thank the New York Public Library. Their branches have been gracious hosts and allow us to meet regularly. Should you like more information on the Harlem Neighborhood Writers or to become a member, just contact us via the information provided at the end of the show. It's free to join, and all are welcome. Who knows? Maybe we will be showcasing you. See you next time. The Harlem Renaissance lives on.